All right, guys, just wanted to do a quick update video for Wise. Talk a little bit about their new partnership that they announced last night, and take a look at the reservations, guys. So before I get started, I do want to remind you that anything in crypto that you get involved with is going to carry risk. So do your own research, do your own due diligence, only put in what you can afford to lose. And if you're averse to high risk, if you don't have the stomach or temperament for risk, if you can't tolerate risk, then maybe crypto is not for you. Okay. Also join our Telegram. I will leave a link for that down below. Subscribe to our newsletter, and if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon, so whenever I post a brand new video, you'll get updated. And with all that said and done, let's jump right into it, guys. As you can see here, Wise has taken in over 34,000 Ethereum already, and I think over the next week and a half, definitely towards the end of this pre-sale, there's going to be a lot of Ethereum that's going to be pumped in. That's just my speculation, only because I know human nature. Human nature is people like to procrastinate. People like to put things off until the last minute. I mean, that's how I was, in college. I waited till like the day before the test to study, or the day before handing in a paper to actually do it. That's how my kids are with school. When do you do your taxes? At the very last minute, right? People are that's just the way people are. So when people are, realizing that there's only a few days left, FOMO kicks in. They don't want to be left out. They're going to start pumping Ethereum in at the very last minute. So I think that's what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. All of that just to say that these days are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, guys. So like I said, I mean, if you want to get in now, that might be a good idea, because later on, as we move towards the end of this pre-sale, I think these fixed days that people are jumping into because they're afraid of going in on the red days are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then the red days, people might, not want to jump into them, but you're taking a hell of a risk, because, you can get anywhere from 1 all the way up to under 10 million Ys if you look at the other day. And I mentioned this yesterday in my video. Day 26, there was only 133,000 Ys. Compare that to a typical fixed day where you have 5 million Ys up for grabs. This was, I mean, you pretty much didn't get anything. Okay, I mean, you did, but you know what I mean, right? So people are gonna probably stay out of those red days. I know I am. And then these green days, look at yesterday. This was yesterday. Was this yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was day 30. Look at this. This was a green day, 1119. This was a random day, but it wasn't, it wasn't red. It was an orange day, so it wasn't too crazy, right? The range, it still had over 1,000 ETH. And then people who are jumping into these fixed days, look at this, 1,253 ETH yesterday. That's huge, right? So we'll see what happens here. Today's a random day, not too bad. 3 million to 7 million Ys is the range. Definitely not as bad as this. So I think this will definitely be a pretty big day as well. But I definitely think these green days are going to start getting pumped as people, shy away from these red days. We'll have to wait and see. Again, it's all game theory. It's all speculation. I'm dollar cost averaged into all these days, by the way. But starting from yesterday, the ETH that I'm putting in from yesterday on forward, because I'm still pumping ETH into this thing. I'm mostly going in on the green and orange days, and I'm going to try to stay mostly into the green days, okay? And probably stay away from these red days, even though because I dollar cost averaged in from the beginning, I probably have like 1.5 Ethereum in all the red days anyway. So I'm in on these days. I'm going to gamble and see what happens, but definitely going to be pumping more ETH into the green days and some into the orange days moving forward. So we'll see what happens here. As you can see here, we're on day 31. We're on day 31, and we're fast approaching, guys, day 50. Okay. Here you have 3 red days in a row. But yeah, day 50 is going to come really quick, guys. And then New Year's Eve is day 51. So you think of the last day of this pre-sale being December 30th. Look at the date. It's December 11th. So this is going to go quick, especially with the holidays. People are distracted. And not distracted in a bad way. I mean, you should, go celebrate the different holidays that you celebrate, spend time with your family, et cetera, et cetera. but this is going to come quick. You're going to blink and turn around, and it's going to be day 31, which is going to be great. And then we'll be able to start staking our Ys. I think this is a project. I mean, if you're looking for a pump and you're looking for this 100x in the first week or the first month, this is probably not going to do that, guys. Okay. So this is not going to be one of these big pumps, 100x in the first week or two. This is probably going to be like 100x over the first maybe 12 months, right? But while we're waiting for the price to accumulate, we're going to be staking, right? Because again, the ideal situation here is price accumulation, obviously, right? Price increase. We want to make that 100x. We'll see what happens. But as we're doing that, we're staking and we're getting more Ys for the Ys that we're staking, right? Does that make sense? So that's what we want to see happen. So anyway, yesterday they announced on the it wasn't even a stream, it was a video. Wise has partnered now with Divs.io, and I don't really know too much about Divs.io. I'll be clear. I haven't done any research, and I haven't really looked into them. I did hear about them because someone on my Telegram did send me a message saying, "Hey, look out for these guys. They're starting a token sale in the beginning of next year." But then I kind of looked at it, and then I never really looked at it again. And then Peter yesterday made a video saying that Wise has partnered with them. I don't know the whole detail. Obviously, there's a pretty detailed 12.5-minute video that you can check it here. But obviously, I don't know. I'm not privy to anything that they've talked about. How their partnership works. But essentially what it is it's an exchange like it's a centralized exchange, very much like Changelly or SimpleSwap. And if you hold their tokens, you can stake their tokens and get a piece of their revenue, right? The exchange fees as they build out. Now, of course, there's not a ton of volume on their exchange right now because I don't even know if I think it's a functioning exchange, it's functioning exchanger, but there's not a ton of volume because it hasn't really, they haven't done their token sale yet and all that good stuff. But if this thing takes off and there's a ton of volume that gets created over on this, over on this exchange, then Wise will start to get a piece of the revenue, the exchange fees, right? So, we'll see what happens. If this thing takes off and it's successful, it'll be another revenue stream for Wise. They can take that revenue stream. Peter hasn't said what he was going to do with it, but, he did mention, using the funds for extra marketing, maybe to buy back Wise, buy Wise and increase the price with the additional revenue. Maybe take some of that revenue and, build it in so that there's rewards for members. I don't exactly know, but again, it's an additional revenue stream, so that can't be bad, right? So again, I haven't really looked into divs.io too much, but at the end of the day, the people behind Wise, they're smart guys. Probably not probably, they're way smarter than me, right, to put this whole thing together. So I'm just going to take their word for it that they've done their research. They've looked into divs.io and they've thought through creating this partnership. At the end of the day, here's the way I look at it. If it's successful, it's an additional revenue to Wise. If it's not successful, then, it's not like they're, cutting their hand and shaking hands and becoming blood brothers and making a blood oath to stay locked at the hip forever. I mean, they just kind of, shake hands and go their different ways, right? Go part ways, and they each do their own thing. At the end of the day, Wise is strong enough to stand on its own. I got involved with it. You probably got involved with it because of the tokenomics and what they're trying to do. This is just extra, right? But it's a good extra because if it's successful, it's another income stream that some way or another indirectly will come back to us, right? Come back to the members. Because if they use it for marketing, if they use it for buying more Wise on, and helping the price to increase, if they use it to reward their members, it's all good, right? It's all good. Like I said, at the end of the day, Wise is strong enough to stand on its own. And I think this is going to be a very, very good project for 2021. So that being said, guys, it's best to jump into this pre-sale sooner rather than later, because these green days, as we get less and less green days, they're going to start getting super pumped with ETH. And then you might be forced into jumping into some of these red days. And that's, gamble. Now you may hit, right, but then you may not. So we'll see what happens. In any case, like I said, I'm in on all these days, so I'm kind of watching all of it. If you want to get some wise, guys, and get a 10% bonus on your reservation, I will leave a link down below. Use my link or use someone's link, but use a link, because if you don't, then you're leaving 10% bonus on the table. And why would you do that? So that being said, guys, super excited. And I will catch you on the next update video. We'll see where we end up today. I think it'll definitely be over 1,000, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.